Daniel with Epic Entertainment, and we've got a whole bunch of fun, crazy games we're going to play just like we do in our live shows so that you can play along with us. Now these games are going to be games that we're going to race time, or we're going to race each other, or you can even race people in your house, like brother, sister, mom, or dad. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a lot of fun. So for this show to get started, what I need you to do is go around your house and try and find these following items. 6 dice, a spoon, a hardback book, 3 balls, can be a tennis ball or other kind, and if you only have one, you can use that too, but 3 would be preferable. A deck of playing cards, 3 shoes, 5 Q-tips, but you'll want to take each one of those Q-tips and cut them in half. A straw, and 10 disposable plastic cups. Now, press pause on the video until you've collected all of these items. When you get back, press play, and we'll get the first game started. For our first game, what we're gonna need is your spoon and 6 dice. This game is called the Die Stacker. The idea is you're gonna put the spoon in your mouth and then see if you can stack all 6 die, one on top of the other, on your spoon. Now, there's 2 ways you can play this depending on the type of spoon that you have. If the back of your spoon is really, really straight, that's cool. You can put your spoon in your mouth like this and stack them on the tip. However, if yours is like mine, where it's really kind of curved and wibbly wobbly, that's fine. All you need to do is put the spoon in this way and then stack it inside. So you're gonna have 60 seconds to try and stack all 6 die. On your mark, get set, go! So that game was a lot of fun, but let's take a quick second and talk about what we can learn from it. As we were stacking the die on top of each other and it was getting wibbly and wobbly, sometimes it gets really intense, but you know what, kind of like that in real life, sometimes we have situations that can be scary, that can cause us to be anxious at times. And you know what, that's okay. I think about some things that I'm scared of, like sometimes these creepy crawly bugs, these can get me sometimes, or snakes. Ooh, I don't like snakes. But sometimes our situations can be a little scary where we don't know what's gonna happen the next day or another. And it's okay to be scared sometimes, it really is. In fact, even King David, the guy who slew the giant Goliath, even he sometimes got scared. Psalm 56:3, he said, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you." God knows everything that's going on in your life, but just like King David, you can put your trust in him, and he will be with you the whole time. We're going to talk more about that in just a minute, but I think it's time that we play another game. For our next game, we need our hardback book, our 3 shoes, and our 3 balls. You're going to line up your 3 shoes right next to each other. You're going to take your hardback book and you're going to open it up just a little bit to kind of make an A, leaning up right up against your shoes. Now, if you have a problem, like I do on my table, what you might want to do is get a little bit of Scotch tape and tape it off so it stays still. But always check with your mom and dad before you do that. You might even be able to get something like a t-shirt and stick it underneath to help support it up. Now, using your 3 balls at a time, you're going to try and roll these balls, have it jump off and land in these shoes. You don't necessarily have to get them all in there, but we're going to use 3 of them. You're going to keep your total count. Every time a ball lands in one of the shoe, it counts as a point. You're going to have 60 seconds to see how many points you can make. On your mark, get set, go! When we play that game, you know, I always think I'm going to do better in that game than I actually do. And sometimes that can feel a little disappointing and can be really frustrating. But you know what? There's so many times when things are way out of my control all throughout life. Sometimes it can also be scary when you don't know what's going on. And like we talked about with King David, it's okay to be scared. But the thing is, we know that if we do like King David did and put our trust in God, that God says that He has given us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. You see, God gives us the ability to face fear head on because we know that we can trust Him over anything that happens in our lives. Isn't it so great to know that we have a God who's so big and powerful that we can put our trust in and nothing has to make us afraid? Hey, let's play another game. For this next game, we're gonna need our straw, our 5 Q-tips that we've cut in half to make 10, and then our 10 plastic cups. This is going to be a Q-tip dart challenge. So for the setup, you need to stack up your cups. 4 on the bottom, then 3, making a pyramid, then 2, and then finally 1 on the top. The goal is to, in less than 1 minute, take a Q-tip, put it inside the straw, and blow the Q-tip and try and knock over every single one of the cups. Now for the bottom row, you just want to hit them. They might not knock off or fall off. You have 60 seconds. You have 10 shots to see if you can knock over all 10 cups. On your mark, get set, go! those Q-tip darts and trying to knock over the cups, I was beginning to think that there's some times in my life where everything just seems to be falling apart. It just all seems to be crumbling down. And when I feel like maybe that's a scary moment, and it can be, and that's okay, but when I feel like it's a scary moment, that's when I remember that God sees and knows everything that's going on. And I remember that God cares for me, and He loves me. And even though sometimes I get afraid, He never leaves me. He never forsakes me. In fact, in 1 Peter, he says this. He says, cast all your burdens or all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. You see, one way we can show that we are putting our trust in God is simply to tell Him about the things that make us scared or things that we're stressed out about. That is a great way for us to show that we trust God. And oftentimes, just by doing that, He gives us a sense of peace, letting us know that He is in control. But I think it's time that we play another game. For this game, it's time to get that deck of cards. Let's go ahead and pull out the 4 kings. When you get those 4 kings, you're going to lay them down on a chair or a small table, kind of in a plus format, in the center of the chair or table. Then, the next thing to do is discard 26 cards. In other words, you're keeping 22 more cards. With the remaining 22 cards, scatter them on top of the kings, but you're going to scatter them face down. Here's how the game works. You have to try and blow off all of the cards except for the kings. If you don't get all the cards except the kings off in 60 seconds, you lose. Also, if you blow off any of the kings, you lose. Ready? On your mark, get set, go! So I hope you had as much fun playing that game as I did, but I want to share with you one final thing as we get ready to wrap things up and move on to our final game. And that's this. I will encourage you that no matter what you're going through in life, that you remember to put your faith in the King. Now, I don't mean the King of Hearts, no. I'm talking about the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. Whatever happens to us on this earth doesn't matter so long as we have a relationship with Jesus, because He will never leave us and never forsake us. Well, it's time for one more game, but this is a game that you're going to play by yourselves with the people that you have in your house. So if you've been playing by yourself this whole time, this is one where you'll need to go grab your parents to play along with you. It's going to be a fun little scavenger hunt. I want you to take 1 or 2 of the items that you have been playing with throughout the day. I want you to get your parents to hide that item somewhere in the room you're playing in right now and see how long it takes for you to find it. After that, I want you to switch roles. That means you get to hide it while they find it. So it's kind of like a hide and go seek scavenger hunt. It'll be a lot of fun. But when you're playing that game, I want you to realize that sometimes when things are outside of your control, it can be a lot of fun. But no matter what's going on in your life, if you know that God is in control, then whatever craziness happens to you in this life, you can just treat it like an adventure and see where God is going to take it and take you. Until next time, we look forward to playing with you some more Epic at Home. My name is Daniel. Thanks for playing along with us.